Well, in an article from Annette Scott from this last week's Farmers Weekly, farmers are being urged to carefully consider appropriate disposal methods of casualty calves after collection services have ceased in the South Island unless farmers are prepared to pay for them. Wallace Group has asked for farmers to pay due to the market slump for, luxury leather around the world due to COVID. And this has prompted the loss of 120 jobs, leaving up to nearly 250,000 slink calves to be buried on farm this spring. Now, Wallace Group South Island Casualty Stock Operations General Manager Bernie Lynskey joins us now to discuss. Thank you for joining us on Sarah's Country, Bernie. I really appreciate it in this very trying time. Can you tell us a bit more about what is driving this decision from behind market forces that are out of your control?
Yes, well, basically, the casualty calf has two income streams for us. One is the skin, the value that we get from taking the skin off and selling it for, as you say, luxury goods. A lot of it goes into handbags and shoes and so on. The other income stream is the waste that we get after we've taken the skins off is rendered down. So this year, for various reasons, one, the return that we've been getting from the rendables products, which is basically meat and bone meal and tallow, has slumped dramatically. Market forces. On the other side of things, the other income stream, the skins, same thing has happened. There's less demand for them, the prices come down, and there's an element of uncertainty brought on by the COVID too, where people aren't prepared to make the buying decisions that they had been making, so therefore the tanners are a bit reluctant to commit, the manufacturers are a bit reluctant to buy off the tanners, are a bit uncertain as to who's actually going to buy the products made with our materials.
Can you give us our audience an understanding of that slump in terms of processed calf hides?
Well, some of that slump was signalled, and people will be aware that the return this year that they're getting for the bobby calves is down, and some of that is because of the slump in the value of the skins. So this was signalled earlier in the piece, and basically the COVID just exaggerated the situation. So a lot more hesitancy and people unwilling to commit, down go the prices.
So Bernie, with regards to Wallace Group, how significant has this been on your business?
It's been very significant. Our business is dedicated to the collection and processing of casualty stock. That's what we do. We operate that business right throughout the South Island. We would have up to 120 workers employed over that casualty season, just processing the skins and all the rest of it. And in addition to that, we'd have a substantial number of contractors. These are the people that go from farm to farm picking up the animals. They might be community groups, there might be small contractors and all this. So there's a significant drop of income and a significant drop of basically services that people had supported for a number of years.
Spread across the South Island, in particular your Matara-based slink skin operation, which I know only a year or so ago, very excited to get up and underway. Can I please touch on this environmental impact that you are concerned about that on-farm disposal is going to cause with no casualty animal collection?
Yes. Well, with the casualty collection, all of the waste, we call it, from the farm, the skins and the render material, is all disposed of. The rendering, of course, not buried. The skins converted into something else. Now, the alternative to the service we offered is really burying on farm, or somebody else collecting and taking all the material off farm and disposing of it, for example, in a landfill somewhere, which is really quite expensive. We're concerned that if there's too much burying, there's potential environmental damage with the water table and all the rest of it. And I think also that probably the volume, the numbers, is one of the things that's really surprised some people.
Is Agricultural Minister Damien O'Connor aware of this situation, Bernie?
Yes, the Minister is aware. Our organisation has been in contact with him. There have been frequent meetings with his ministry, And those meetings included people like the farmer representatives, like the environmental people. All of those people have had a say. So the situation is well known, and there's been a lot of talk, but so far no actual action.
And what type of action would you like the government to come to the party on, Bernie, that would help? Especially not only your business, but of course farmers now having to pay for the collection of this service.
Well, I suppose there's a whole lot of potential things that could come in terms of a funding source. There could be some recognition of the potential environmental damage and some of the money that's been put to the good environmental strategic measures or whatever that people are having. Maybe something could come from there. I think really that at the end of the day, it's really got to come down to the dairy industry as a whole, and possibly the government with some sort of support, given the peculiar situations. In other words, we've got this COVID environment that has certainly contributed largely to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Bernie Lynskey is the South Island General Manager with regards to casualty stock operations for Wallace Group, and just highlighting the flow-on effect there. You take money out of the luxury goods system, has a flow-on effect right through to what we're calling casualty stock is, of course, animals that sadly pass away as lambs or calves on farm. It's a normal practice that happens throughout the year, and of course with that market gone, leaving lots of flow-on effects, and COVID is just seeming to be flow-on effect after flow-on effect, and nobody is coming unscathed. Farmers out there paying to take wool off and now paying to take away casualty stock off their farm. We're here with you. We're feeling your pain. Thank you so much to Bernie for taking the time to join us, and we'll follow that story very closely. I know Annette Scott certainly will.
This is Sarah's Country.